Hello, this is David Hilgendorf, Library Media Specialist for Parks Center. And this digital learning tutorial satisfies the makeup requirements for one of the three staff development offerings. You have to complete the reflection form at the end of this tutorial to meet the requirements. So I'll just walk you through the process here. You'll need to, basically this is about using Google Chrome. And Google Chrome is a browser that is similar to Internet Explorer or Firefox in that it allows you to access the internet. Google Chrome is unique in that it has a lot of different additional features that can be used to augment its capacity for you. So these features include scripts, applications, extensions. Oh my! Scripts, applications, extensions. Oh my! And so that's what we'll be talking about for a brief time here. And pardon the repetition for those of you who have thoroughly gone through this. There is an alternative for those of you who have already, for example, started your own Flubaroo scripts or done some of the more extensive work in this area. And that is to look through our databases at the school. And on the very last slide of this presentation, there's a link to our databases, and then to do a reflection based on that. So that would be for the differentiated learners. But for everyone else, or if you wanted to reinforce what you've already learned in the session that we had during our last staff meeting, you'll need to open Google Chrome, and Google Chrome has that icon that you can see there, the multicolor icon. So double click on that, and then you'll want to sign into Chrome. And signing into Chrome is different than signing into your Google account, even though it is the same information that you use to sign into it. Eventually, you will key in this web address, and this will take you to this presentation that I'm showing you right now. So you just you don't actually have to put in the HTTP; it'll automatically populate in the URL field. That is where the web address is up at the top of your browser. You just type in d279.us/Chrome, and that will take you to that place. But you will need to sign into Chrome, and that actually comes first. So sign into Chrome as your username. So for me, that would be Hilgendorf D at apps.district279.org. And then you can actually leave the password field empty and submit it. And it should take you to the District 279 login for getting into Google Drive. And then you put in just your username, which for me would be Hilgendorf D, and your regular password that you would use for getting onto a computer. And then when it asks you if you want to link your data, you say yes, please do link that data. And what that means is that any changes that you make now on your Google Chrome page will take when you go onto a different computer. In other words, that'll transfer onto a different computer. And I do need to credit Brock Libby for some of the ideas in this presentation. So one of the first things I'd like you to do is to just take a look at the slide so that you understand what some of the terms are that are being used in this presentation and when people are talking about all these different extensions and apps and scripts and etc. So one of the things that's cool about this program, about Google Chrome, is that it uses an Omnibox. Now other browsers are going to this now too, where you don't have to have there's not a separate box over here where you have to type in a search term. You can either type in a search term or you can type in the address that you want to go to. And that's why it's called an Omnibox, because you can do either thing. And then some of the things that we'll be dealing with today include applications or apps. And apps are small versions of programs. So on your computer you might have Microsoft Word, and that would be a very large program with lots and lots of things that you can do and templates and stuff like that. An app is a much smaller amount of information, and it's more specific to what it does. Apps can be found in this area, wherever you can see the multicolored 9 square grid that represents apps. They will appear here when you click that button. So these are an example of some of the apps that you can have on your computer. Now your bookmarks will appear just below the Omni box along here. And then extensions are something that helps to augment the browser. So again, the browser in this case is Google Chrome. So this is something that extends the browser. It's something that Chrome themselves did not put on there, but you can add if these things are useful to you. And then finally, you'll notice that it's difficult to find the menus in Google Chrome. But if you go up to this little place where there are 3 lines, that is where you'll be able to find all your settings and that kind of stuff. So that's what we will be doing first, is going to that Chrome settings so that you can set up an additional account, additional Google Chrome account. So you'll be able to create another user in addition to your District 279 account if you already have a Google account or a Gmail account somewhere else. Otherwise, you'd have to set up that account in order to do this, but it's not necessary to do that. This is to simplify your life, not to complicate it. So if you do have another account, though, I highly recommend this process, because what this will allow you to do is to go back and forth between the accounts without the computer saying, "Oh no, you're logged into the wrong place." So you'll want to follow these instructions. And you also can manage your extensions in that same location. So extensions, well actually before we start with extensions, I want to take you to set up that second account. So here we are in Chrome, and you can see the different tabs here. And these are my extensions up here, the ones that I have for this particular account. This is actually my personal account that I happen to be doing this on. And I'm going to go up to this settings button, which is what I'd like you to do as well. And you want to go down to settings, the settings menu. And once you're there, you can see that I already have 2 users here, my personal one and one for my professional organization. You should actually show that your work one is here, and if you've logged on already, and then you'll want to add your personal one. So you'll say add new user, and I'm going to select one of these icons, and I'm going to call it work so that I can differentiate it between the other ones. And it takes a moment there, and then you'll go ahead and log in as if you're already signed in as work, you log in as your personal one. If you're already logged in as your personal one, you sign in as work. So this is what you should have done at the beginning. And just left that field blank. And it takes you to this screen where you type in your regular credentials. And this is my own computer, so I'm going to ask it to remember. Because no one else uses this computer. If you're on a computer that other people use, you would not ask it to remember, and you would just type that in on your own. So it should find that information. I'm actually going to toggle back to, so now you can see when I click on the little head here that represents my work address, I can go back and forth now to my personal address, to my professional address, and it makes it so that I don't have to log in and log out of my, for example, my Gmail account or my any other of the settings that have to do with Google Chrome. So let's go back to the presentation. So you can do that with as many Google accounts as you have. There's other personalization you can do from within that same area under settings. For example, you can get a theme so that your background for the different profiles looks different. So I could select, let's say I select this theme for my personal one, and it says free here, so I'll just click on that, and then it'll just set up my account so that there's that background and I can see what that background looks like. Going back to the presentation, the next thing I'd like you to do is to install an extension. And if you are actually in your in the presentation, you can just click on how to install extensions. Otherwise, this is the shortcut that will take you to it, the d279.us/extensions. That will show you how to go ahead and put in an extension. These are some of the extensions that you can add. Save to Google Drive allows you to, whatever page you're in, if you click on Save to Google Drive, it creates an image of that page and saves that in your Google Drive. And then it also creates a Google Doc and saves that into your Google Drive, and the doc you could edit. So that is a really handy thing to use for saving websites. There's another one that's called Send This Link with Gmail, and that allows you to send whatever page it is directly to somebody using your Gmail account. And these are also ones you may want to explore. OneTab is a really nice one. I'll show you how that works. It saves a lot of space on your computer. See all these tabs I have open? It's actually not many for me, but if I click on one tab, it sucks them all into one tab, and then it shows me these different tabs that I have open here, and I can get back to them by clicking on the name that you see there, and then going back to that other tab. All right, I'm not going to show you exactly how to do that process. Just go through that how to install, just in the interest of time, so you don't spend too much time with this presentation, but rather doing the stuff. So the next thing is to access apps. So apps can be accessed through the Chrome Web Store. And apps, as it says here, are small programs designed to be used within your browser, within Google Chrome. So here are some that you might want to try. Evernote is great for taking notes and having access to them anywhere. Video Notes is good if you use videos with your students so that they can take notes watching the video. Kaizena is great for giving comments to students about their Google Docs, and you can do it by speaking, and that's good for some students to hear the comments as opposed to just reading them. So to add an app, for example, you would click on your little apps tab up in the top left there, and then you look for that store logo, and when you click on that, then it gives you an option to search the store. So let's just try Kaizena, for example. And there's Kaizena. It says it's free, and so you can click on the plus symbol and ask you, do you want to add that? And you say, yes, I want to add that. So then there's Kaizena. It's been added to your apps. And if you click on Kaizena, you have to go through this acceptance stuff, and it's all fine. And then what it allows you to do, as you say that you're an educator, what it allows you to do is, well, as I said earlier, you select a document that you want to make comments on, and then you can comment on it. You can actually select multiple ones. Loads it up, and it allows me to you can watch the video if you want, but anyways, you go through this process and you'll figure out how to use it. Now, scripts are something that allow you to make changes to a document, and Flubaroo or Doctopus are great. They help you with grading and rubrics. Again, I'm not going to get into that, but all the instructions are here, and I highly recommend it, and I've heard from a lot of teachers that they love using it. If you've already gone through other parts of this and haven't done this yet, I recommend that you do that. And finally, if you want to know more about this, you can go to these self-paced courses through Google, or you can if you've done all this, go check out the databases, and regardless of what you